Two Albany police officers remain at Albany Medical Center, the result of a violent crash that happened yesterday afternoon. You saw it here live at 6. It turned out to be a busy night for Albany police as half a dozen of the city's finest required medical treatment. Dan Levy is live in Albany's Pine Hills neighborhood to explain what happened next. Dan, good evening to you.
Good evening, Mark. Well, what happens next is we wait for the results of the investigation into the crash that occurred here last night at Madison and Quail. It was a very violent crash that one witness told me reminded him of a demolition derby. Both Albany squad cars were on their way to back up fellow police officers on the other side of town when they serendipitously passed through the same intersection at exactly the same time.
The crash was just, I mean, it was almost house shaking. It didn't shake my place. I didn't feel it at least, but the sound was just crazy. It was absolutely like a demo derby. It sounded like two vehicles going faster than 30.
Stephen McCullough had a front row seat to the aftermath, not to mention a rude awakening from the loud impact.
They had their sirens on. I know that for a fact. I heard them. Couldn't tell if they had the lights on, but I'm going to assume they did, knowing that they always, they're always coming through here.
Well, I was in my office, and I was preparing my sermon for Sunday morning, and I heard just a big crash.
Pastor Timothy Scotton Sr. of the Church of God Prophecy ran out of his church immediately, having a pretty good idea what he'd find.
There's always accidents out here. I've been here going on 14 years, and there's probably been, I would say, at least 10 to 11 accidents.
All four officers were treated for head injuries. Two with the more serious injuries remain at Albany Medical Center.
When I saw the accident, I just began to pray for them.
For now, Albany police are withholding the names of the injured officers. It was also abundantly clear to observers that these squad cars won't be pressed back into service anytime soon.
Absolutely a mess. Like the vehicles are not salvageable. There's no chance of, there's no fixing them. It's an accident that if one of them completely slowed down, it probably could have been avoided.
And again, of the four officers injured here at Madison and Quail last night, two remain at Albany Medical Center. Two were treated and released. Now, regarding the domestic over on Slingerland Street, two police officers needed to be treated and evaluated for powder cocaine contamination after making an arrest there. We're live in Albany with coverage you can trust. Dan Levy, News Channel 13. Mark, back to you.
Dan with our follow-up tonight. Dan, thank you very much.